Good evening, this is Jonathan Cabrera with the Unit 4 assignment. So virtually the Word document gave us a example code and then asked us to fill in the comments to explain exactly what the code was doing. So up at the top, this is kind of in the example, I just loaded it up, but sub-automate, or the subroutine, and then it states all the dimension variables. Some are strings, some are objects below. So comment on here is this allows us to load an internet web page and establishes various dimensions that we'll be using in the below code. So it's pretty simple on this as far as the start of the subroutine and the dimension stated. So moving on, it's going to be the set, i.e. dimension, and then create object, and then it's going to be an Internet Explorer application. So pretty much what this does, it sets the variable object stated in the dimension above, and it creates the instance that's going to allow us to run the code that's further below, specifically the URL string that's stated 2 lines of code below this one. So moving on down, it'll be the object, and we're setting its visibility to true. So it allows us to actually see it and make the web page visible to us. If not, if it was set to, i.e. visible equals false, and it would run in the background. Next one, there wasn't any requirement to comment on this one, but it just states the URL that we're going to go to, which is this automateexcel.com/excel page. Down below that, the next line of code is again the IE object, and then this time we're navigating the URL that's above. So it just gives us that string that's stated right here and then loads that in our application. Next, the application status bar equals URL and amp, and then is loading, please wait. So that portion of the code, the screen status bar at the bottom of the page would update to inform the user virtually that this page, state this comment right here, that the page is loading and to please wait while it loads. Moving on down is our do whiles, do until loops. So pretty much because we use a do while and do until, it almost allows this web page to run infinitely. The reason why is because in a do while, it's trying to meet this ready state equals 4 procedure and is going to continue to run it while it's true, but then once it's not true, so false, it won't execute. And sometimes this could be an issue with creating loops, is that it just continues to constantly run. So usually to get out of this, you would either need to make a code that drives it to false, or you need to do exit to stop this loop. So on top of the do while, you run the do until, which just works pretty much the complete opposite of what a do while is. So again, it's do until we're waiting for it to meet this procedure requirements, and then it runs it while it's false, and then it won't execute once it's true. So virtually, it almost, because these counteract each other, it almost pretty much runs infinitely. At least that's how I understand it. And then there were some comments that already came with this portion inside the Word document. It just states that that ready state equals 4 pretty much means the web page is loaded, and then prevents these guys from skipping over each other, the do while, do until. So following that portion of the code is another update to our status bar. So once we've met that requirement, ready state equals 4, our page is loaded. So application.statusbar equals URL and amp, and then an update of loaded in the comments or in the bottom screen status bar will show. Following that is pretty much part of the macro. We want to clean up the macro, close it, and then stop the initialized object of all the code that's above. So we're pretty much setting the objectives that we stated in the dimensions above to a data type of nothing. So as stated in my comment, which ends setting it to nothing ends the initialized object. It cleans up the macro, closes the macro, and IE is unloaded at this point. And then following that is just the standard end subroutine. If you have any comments or questions to my video or to my Excel macro comments on there, please let me know. And thank you for your time.